This is the official podcast for the Adelaide Football Club.
Runs inside 50. This is it for number 10. Only in your wildest dreams, Tom Lynch.
Is it true they played this as you were wandering in on Monday morning?
They've been playing it all week. Hang on. Oh, who was that little cameo laugh from?
Well,
None other than our special guest, the big Joshy Jenkins. The Whistler is here.
It's
in
the
the studio.
It's the Down the Guts podcast for another week, and Lynch fever has hit Adelaide.
Lynch sanity.
The chief is trending. It's been trending all week.
Danger, can we claim him? We brought him onto the show, and he's just got better and better.
You say that, Jock, but without doubt, some of the worst interviews, the worst press conferences you have ever seen. It was brought up in our team meeting yesterday. Sando and Lynch's presser after the game, and it was the worst presser anyone has ever seen, ever, in the history of the AFL, VFL, SANFL, WAFL, anything. I've never seen anything as bad.
Keeping a lid on it, Dodge. Keeping a lid on it.
And I quote from Sando, Tommy Lynch, he's always smiling around the place, and then he's just the biggest fan you've ever seen. Well, what's going on there?
I'm not a part of the me world like you and the big Whistler on your left who's joining our show. It's all about the team for me. I'm not about the single accolades.
You've actually made it more about you because you've been so negative.
Well, I don't think
no one anything.
No, I feel as if it's hardly been spoken about after Monday because I've just laid the foundation early. I've laid the foundation early to leave the chief alone.
Living under a rock.
Leave alone the chief.
It's been spoken about so much.
Oh, haven't heard a thing.
It's outrageous. And you're even at the Elmer tonight for bingo. Jesus.
Can't believe it.
Big week in footy, Jock. Cat.
Now, Lynchy, after you just secured the 10 and you're in the change rooms and that, we believe you got a text message from the one and only Anthony Wadra.
That has been mentioned a couple of times. Yes, that was very nice of him to text me. I texted him straight back and said, I think that was a little bit of a different 10 to the one you kicking fella.
Well, Mod's actually...
Seeing as he sits on blokes' heads for all 13.
But this has been blown out a little bit, Jock. He did receive a text message, but it was, when you do it 4 times, come talk to me.
I think that was all that was said.
Yeah. When you kick 120 in a year, come talk to me, Chief.
Dave, you... not long after you took one of the big screamers of the year, you just thought you'd help your good mate out.
Well, I've been doing a little bit of research this week and a bit of YouTubing. No doubt I was higher than Gary Moorcroft, higher than Ablett Senior, and Ashley Sampier made him look pedestrian. So probably the greatest mark ever taken. But the chief was in the square. The big Whistler was down there. He wasn't even looking at the play though. What were you doing? You hadn't left the goal square.
I'd run a half marathon.
You had one kick to 3/4 time.
And then I turned it on.
Here we go. Hasn't taken long. Whistler has welcomed himself to the podcast.
Junk time.
Danger, it's probably good you gave it off to Lynch in the square because when you tried to kick a goal from the square, dropped it on the ground, waited for the umpire. What was going on there?
Well, I just wanted a little bit more camera time on me, to be honest, Cat. No, I'd heard a whistle going. I thought, if I kick this, it'll mean it's 50. So didn't want to do that. So I looked around. The umpire had his hands in the air, which obviously meant play on. So just sucking it through.
Yeah, very good.
Hands weren't extended though, Josh. So, it was as the geese would say, it was a half push.
Half push. Now, Danger, talk us through this performance centre. We've heard a lot of it. It's creeping into the media.
What is the performance centre?
Well, I can't give away the exact location, Kat, because people would be lining up out the front. But the performance centre is Chateau Dangerfield, which Sam Kerridge lives at. And Sam, let's talk about another performer. What at 27 and 3. Yep. Don't know what more you got to do.
No rising
anyway, but Kedge lives there, and he's a high performer. The Chief spends a huge amount of time at the performance centre. Let me assure you,
was a permanent residence for a couple of months.
was a permanent
Popping up gorillas.
and mind you, had to pay rent. Me best mate charged me rent.
No. So anyway, the Chiefs kicked 10, and the Vissla lives with Benny Dowdle, Brodie Martin, and Sean McKernan, and he hates living there because they're incredibly dirty and never look after anything.
Yeah.
So the Viss is always over, and all of a sudden the Viss kicked 4 on the weekend.
Wow.
So the performance centre, that's what it's called, Josh.
Good things happening.
It's a very, tell you what, a lot of talent goes through there, and trust me, Sammy Carey just misses. It's an absolute belter.
Okay, moving right along. St Kilda this week, they were pretty good. Lynchy, your former team, haven't played them before. Josh, you've come up against your former team. Looking forward to it. Nervous?
Can't wait. They were in some good form the other night, so we need to start getting on a bit of a roll, on a bit of a serious note. Need to start winning a few games together and really set our season up. So it starts this week at home against the Saints, but
It's what the good teams do, Chief.
yeah, absolutely. So
Look who's just wandered in.
He's on the bench. He's
get the serious note straight out. We had the big fella here, David Burtenshaw. Well,
I had to come in because
here we go.
wasn't able to see you.
payroll.
Have not been able to see you all week because of security, media, kids surrounding him.
I'm surprised that's the case, but
Hasn't-
because you're no longer involved in the media. You're now a coach.
You're now a
taking
coach.
over.
Taking over a coaching role, and decides you may as well come to the podcast as well.
Oh,
Did you run us through that? Players were coming off the ground going, what the hell's this imposter doing on the boundary?
Fingers in that many pies, man.
That's
What
not-
is your
That's
actual
not what I
role?
heard. They were actually quite stunned by my influence on the bench down there. And this one thing that I should let you all know was that Tommy Lynch 10 goals. There was a suggestion by me that perhaps we should push him down towards the goal square a little bit more. And look what
Text
happened.
me on Sunday night. I said, "What is Bert doing on the bench?"
I didn't even know you were there.
Because I've been away for 2 weeks and it's turned into a rebel.
Not everyone was happy with your performance, though. Campo gave you a spray down
He
the
did
line,
give me a
didn't he?
spray, yeah. He said he was going to, but
A lot of pressure down there, Bert.
I loved it. It was a bit of pressure. I
He's
can
still
imagine
talking
what
about
it's
it.
like.
Talking about living under a rock.
No, it was great. So you listen to the coaches, and when someone comes off and they want to talk to them, they say, "Put danger on now."
Do they
And
abuse
you
you?
hand the phone over. Oh, I got abused once because
Must have been a brief appearance. I didn't see you. I didn't see you.
all the headphones on, mate. I was hiding out the
You've
back.
obviously got to just filter that. Chief, you're sliding your Eclipse mints across the bench, and we're trying to do a podcast.
He's trying to bring the attention back to him.
So obviously, when the coach, you've got to filter that message. You can't exactly
Not always.
everything that's said to you.
Not if I just hand the phone over. Then there's no filtering, is there?
No, well, that's
but
true.
at one stage, Porps was ready to go back on, and
His
Campo
podcast is really flying the minute.
Campo wanted him, and Campo said, "Can you get Porps on the line?" And I replied with, "He's actually just going back on." And Campo gave me a big serve, basically, get him on now.
Yeah, right.
So anyway, it was fun.
So
it
you
was
said-
fun.
you
And
said-
who would have thought the first bloke who was sitting right in front of me was number 27, anxious, looking forward to getting out there. And he comes off, he's kicked 10. He's kicked 10.
Starts on the 2v4.
Everyone's looking at their phones around here. Now the other thing, has it been discussed?
Everyone's tweeting.
You've just mellowed the conversation. I'll tell you.
Speaking of mellow,
Again, to take it off him a bit, have you two discussed the marks and which was the best? Because
I've been voting for mine flat out.
Is anyone surprised by that?
he's not actually joking. No, I
On the
said
website
before,
last night.
I said before I've been doing a bit of research, and it was higher than Gary Moorcroft's and better than Gary but seniors. So
Josh's or yours?
no, Josh nearly broke the bloke's neck. And he was trying to claim a
Bloke
free
was
kick.
dead.
He wasn't dead.
Do not play again.
What else you got for us today, Josh?
Well, it's time for Lynchy to wind up and give a lash.
The lash already. We haven't got a segment for Joshy yet, have we?
Well, media watch.
Media watch.
What's been happening in the world of
I'm
media,
with you. I've just been flabbergasted by Tom's lack of anything this week.
So that's
It's been
been-
a disgrace.
Your big disappointment.
Yeah,
Hang on.
utterly disgraceful.
hang on.
You'll never
I've got to-
decide
Hang on,
again.
this is
because of
media
that.
watch.
Okay.
Let the Vissla
Yeah,
speak.
Sure, I just really want to get to the lash. I've got a couple of them. There's actually 3 lashes today.
And I also watched a video of your good self, Pat, this morning. The who's who of the AFL world.
Oh, yes.
Just
Player ratings. No
Garbage.
unbelievable.
Just pushing his way up the ladder.
Salivating over yourself.
I love Matty Pam.
Made me sick. Oh, maybe.
My first lash is now. This is sort of not really a lash at Josh, but it sort of might be. But now I just want a bit of feedback in response to this. A couple of weeks ago,
Tread carefully, Tom.
there was a player from another team that sort of mentioned the Supercoach column in the advertiser was a bit of a. It was just, you know, I can't believe I'm getting an article from this bloke about Supercoach. What does he know? He's an expert.
What's his?
I can't remember. There was a Nick and Salter in the name, but he would sort of gave you a little bit of a spray on the Twitter sphere.
Plays for.
Oh, that's a whack right back. That's a whack right back.
Woodville, is it?
That's a that's a whack.
No, he's a good fella, Salts.
Whack.
No,
He's a good fella, and he's spot on.
he might have been serious. I don't know. He might actually be a follower of the Supercoach.
Yeah.
I'm just
You
happy
never know.
he said whatever I'm
The Catherine Monet goes straight to the skyrocket, doesn't it, Joshy boy?
Correct.
Thank you, advertiser.
Are in my pocket, not his.
Well, he said whatever I was thinking, so.
Well, next lash is the New York Knicks, which are just going.
Oh, the
My
Knicks.
beloved New York Knicks. Mallow, JR can't fire a shot.
Two of the starting five are over.
But they are about 11 points up with 3 minutes to go in the third. I think.
Do they do skin folds at the Knicks?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Because if they did, I tell you what, they'd all be doing skin fold extra sessions on a Tuesday.
I'm not sure about that. I'm sure Roddy's sitting at home right now with the Knicks on TV. Be pretty wrapped with them.
What about 3 weeks ago? Roddy comes out with his list of the playoffs. He didn't include anyone that follows the NBA. All he wanted was the stars. Straight to Tomo, VB, right? VB didn't even know.
This is a little dangerous, like at Roddy.
He doesn't know who the Heat are.
Why did I text him to tune into the podcast?
Who plays for the Heat?
Oh.
Is Shaq still there? He's no idea.
So what you're trying to say is,
And I didn't even get an invite.
Roddy didn't go to his mate. He just went to the Guns to try and get his way in up in the world.
Straight to Tomo. Tomo doesn't even know. Oh, I couldn't believe it.
Unbelievable.
Couldn't believe it.
And the last one's a question for all. This is a serious matter. They're saying that the bump is
He's dead.
They're saying the bump is dead in the media, and that it is very dangerous to the game. Why in Auskick under 9s and under 10s are they only allowed to bump, but that's as dangerous as a tackle? They're saying.
Ooh, there's one for
Got nothing.
Mark Evans and Andrew Demetrio.
Because I can tell you, Scotty Campo's young sons, the twins, they're not happy.
They run through brick walls.
They are not happy. They're not happy with the fact they can't tackle. They can only bump.
But the bump's just as dangerous, apparently.
Well, Campo didn't tackle either, did he?
We sent this one to Campo's office.
You won't be doing many interviews with him.
The young lads certainly do, and they're not happy they can only bump at the moment. So.
But the bump's as dangerous, apparently.
If you get head high, I think that's the key point. But
Head is sacrosanct, Chief.
Can't work it out.
Well, just don't hit someone in the head.
Oh, just don't tackle someone in there.
is there already a word for that?
That's all right.
Oh, we'll wrap it up there. Visly, you've been great.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I can't believe we don't even have the Twitter questions anymore.
No Twitter.
Oh, no, Twitter
Lynch's lash has taken over.
Should we go out with the Chiefs song?
Oh,
It's got his own song.
I can't work it out.
Man, I'll be watching this.
We have to go to the Knicks.
Good luck on the weekend, boys.
Thanks for listening to the official podcast of the Adelaide Football Club.